Welcome to the Savage Productions YouTube channel.
Hey guys, my name is Justin and welcome to the Savage Production YouTube channel. Today, I want to accomplish a few things. 1, I want to introduce myself. 2, I want to introduce my cars. And 3, I need to take some pictures of my old engine because I'm selling it. So, let's get to it. Odd motor friends, yeah, plenty.
I got a lower half of a 98 Cobra intake and a set of 03 rods that you can get rid of, and a set of beatheads.
So I just uncovered my Mustang here, and now it's time to give you all a little introduction about who I am. So my name's Justin, and I've been racing and into cars since I was just a little kid. My family is really the one who got me into it. My dad has always had fast cars. My mom, you know, she's driven fast cars and stuff. She's in love with it as well, and it's just been a big family thing for as long as I can remember. This was my second car ever, and I got it when I was, I think, 17 or 18. It was pretty stock when I bought it. It had a cam and cold air intake, but you know, wasn't really much done to it. And then the first build that we kind of did on it was pretty much a Cobra engine build. So we had the Cobra heads, the Cobra intake, all that kind of stuff. And the next build that we did on it, it was a 331 stroker, and that's what just came out of this. So that thing was together for about 3 years. 331 stroker made 470 horsepower. You can actually see the recap video here, but that's the engine that I have on the stand over here, and I'm going to be recording a little bit of it because I'm selling it. And the next big thing coming for this car is going to be a 363 Dart build. It's still going to be small block Ford, of course. I'm not going to put like an LS in this thing. I have it on E85, 13.1-to-1 compression, and it's going to make some power, let me tell you. So I'm really looking forward to that. I also have a sponsorship with NITROUS Express, so they're going to be providing one of their new integrated plate systems. It goes right on the throttle body, and it has the solenoids integrated into the plate itself, so there's no extra lines to run there and everything. So they've been really cool so far. I got some nice shirts and stuff from them. I don't have the system just yet, but once the engine's all back together, that'll be going in as well. Just got the engine pulled out of the corner from over there. I got the engine lift pulled out, got everything else pulled out. Now I'm just going to give you a quick overview and rundown of my car here. So it's a 1993 Fox body Mustang. We've done the smooth panels on the inside and everything. On both sides, got all the electronics mounted up over here. This wiring just goes to the fan that mounts right here. Got the fuel lines that come out, the hole for the air intake. Just a nice clean build. All the wires that you can tuck are tucked up under here and on that side. And obviously the hood that goes on it is the one that you saw me take off, which is a Cobra R hood. It's my favorite style. For the time being, the car's sitting on Centerline Convo Pros. Got these things a while back. Still Ford Lug Mafia. Running Hoosier QuickTime Pros, which I think they're just too wide for the rim because they don't hook up that well for me. So I might need to switch some tire. But yeah, it's just a nice stock looking body. Nothing too fancy about it. I got the gapped license plate. I love my parts laying here. But just nice, clean, straight. This car actually has a sunroof and factory black interior. So it's one of the more rare cars. It's a little dirty because I haven't really cleaned it up because it's not running. But got white face gauges, got the tachometer over there, got all these gauges here, you know, race car switches, the works. But yeah, so far this car, when it made the 470 horsepower on that build, the best was an 1121 at 124. and the 8th, it's gone 707 at about 104. Underneath here, you see we have our built rear end. Got some 410 gears on there. Might be switching those up. I had the UPR anti-roll bar. That's been helping me out a ton with traction. I got a brace on the rear end. It's got solid mounts, or solid control arms everywhere. So I built this car specifically for drag racing, and it has a full spool in the rear end, and of course strong axles and everything. Launched this thing at like 6,000 RPM, just dumped the clutch, and she shits and gets. I guess I can introduce you to the Focus, the daily. Not too much to see, but it is nice and clean. Just completely stock. I also have the vanity license plate on this one. So now for the engine. This is exactly what I'm selling right here. I'm also selling oiling components and everything. So this is the 331. You can see no scoring or anything. Focus. No scoring or anything. Cylinder walls look great. The little orange stuff on the top of the pistons there, that's just from an additive called Boostane. It was on the valves as well, so we're not going to even be running that anymore. We're going to be running just E85 with a bunch of compression. But yeah, this stuff right here just cleans right off. But after I'm recording this, I actually need to oil it down because it's been a couple weeks since I took it out, and I've had it covered up the entire time. But I don't want these things to rust up any, so I'm just going to put some oil on the cylinders and make sure it's all lubricated and nice. So you see we got the oil pan off, of course. Got all the oiling components sitting under there, which I'll record some of that as well. But I mean, everything in here looks solid. The only one thing that I don't like is just the way that the engine builder's clearance the block. So like, as you can see right there, that's way too much clearance, but luckily when the piston comes up, you know, it still clears the rings fine. So it was a little close, but we haven't had any issues with it, and this thing has had over 5,000 street miles on it, multiple passes, probably over 100 at the track, and it's done me really well. The only issue, like I said earlier, launching at 6,000 RPM, is it just eats the thrust bearings out of these things. So we actually took the thrust bearing out, as you can see, but the gap on the crank here, the crank would move back and forth, and it would move about 60 thousandths. So it was way out of tolerances, and it actually kind of ate into the crank a little bit. You can see right here, this little lip that you can see grooved in there, it's not supposed to be there. So unless someone machined this down flat and they got an oversized thrust bearing on one side, they just had to get a new crank, which this crank right here, it's only $250, but it's just a cast nodular crank. But you know, I didn't really have to get a forge because these things are only rated to like 550 horsepower, and the nodular cranks are good up to like 600. So didn't really have to spend any extra money there. Yeah, so y'all stay tuned. I'm going to be having a new engine build going in this thing, 363 NITROUS motor, and you know, going to have the build videos, going to have dyno, runs at the track, all that kind of stuff. Alright guys, so I went ahead and oiled up all the cylinder walls on the engine. It was taken about 2 weeks ago, so it was time to start oiling it up and everything and make sure that none of the actual cylinder walls get rusted or anything like that. So this thing will be listed for sale. It's all ready for sale. I got my pictures and all that. So if you're interested, link is in the description below. If you're new and you like what you see, please subscribe, and I'll catch you all later.